Welcome to the latest episode of Cut to the Chase. We are 92, we are getting close, but today we're talking about uneven markets. I was listening to the New Zealand Property Podcast this morning, and if you don't listen to it, you should, because it's by Core Logic and it's very analytical, which is the opposite of what I am. But they were saying
you're a type A salesman, Diego.
Look, at the end of the day, you got to learn from the best, and they are the best at data. And the data showed that last month, the property market in New Zealand came down 4.4%. The headlines are saying the market is on the up or has reached the bottom. So when you hear a headline that says the market is picking up, you get confidence, right? I work in the central northwest part of Auckland, although I sell everywhere in Auckland, but mainly in that part. And I see headlines. South Auckland, 65 people at the open home, 35 bidders. Now, I am not seeing that in my core market area. So the unevenness of even the Auckland market, it's there to be seen because some parts are busier than others, right?
Well, there are markets within markets, right? There are micro markets. And like you got Tony Alexander, fear of missing out, right, has gone through the roof. The fear of overpaying has now dropped. So those things are intersecting. So when there's fluctuations in the market, what happens, Diego, and as our listeners know, there's always a flight towards quality, and there's always good and bad results. So the ability of the agent and the agency are really compounded.
Exactly. So, and it's easy to get demoralized. Thank you very much, Tevis. When you do an open homes and you're getting no one, and you're getting no offers, and no one is keen, and then the next suburbs is getting people through. So what do you do about it? Well, it's operational excellence. You got to be more excellent than you were before, because if your market area is not picked up yet, well, it's up to you to make it pick up by actually create whatever you need to do, get buyers from other locations, just the basic real estate, but you cannot get demoralized because you're quieter, because eventually the market will pick up there as well.
And I think that's where a lot of people, I had my father in town the other day, and he was gobsmacked when he was talking to multiple agents and agencies and Harcourts going, what happens when you get a new listing? Oh, you get prepared for the open home. And he's like, what? You get prepared for the open home? No. You go through your database, you ring your clients back, you do your 5, 10, 10s, you invite the neighbours to the open home. You have to generate a market for a property, right? Because some, like you're saying, they just look after themselves. Best property in the best locations will get 60 people to it.
And there you go. I'm going to give a little plug to realestate.co.nz. You pay for a premium listing on their website. I don't get paid by them, by the way. Another website does similar. If you pay a premium, you will appear in the neighboring suburbs as well, right? So a lot of agents go entry because it's cheaper. You as an agent, my market is cheaper than the other agent. We're all the same. Sign with me. Next thing you know, numbers at your open home. If you don't invest in VPA, the numbers of the open homes will be low. So you cannot blame the market, you got to blame yourself. So what do you do over and above? Like you say, you invite the neighbors, you do this and that. Pay for marketing, get the vendor to pay for marketing at a good level. In my opinion, auction $4,500, non-auction $3,500, more or less.
Yeah.
If you're spending less than that, you're taking shortcuts. And that's why your open homes are not busy.
Well, you're vulnerable to underselling your property, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. I have to look you in the eye in 3, 4, 5 weeks' time and go, this is the market, and you'll base a decision. If you don't, it's that classic line which I love. It's like getting done up to get married, and then you forget to send the invites to family and friends to turn up.
Yeah, and now this is not a VPA podcast episode, but last night a quick story. I signed a listing in Parakai, which is next to Ellersville, and they did not want to spend money on marketing. Right? Quite a normal thing. And I say to them, how important is it that we are going to capture buyers that are looking in Ellersville as well as Parakai? If you're not familiar with the location, 4 minutes away, driving from each other, but 2 different suburbs. And they say, very important, because Parakai is tiny, Ellersville is big. And I say, well, by paying to be a premium listing on all these different websites, we can advertise on those suburbs as well. Made sense. Signed her on the spot, spent $3,500 on marketing, Bob's your uncle. So
logic, right?
That's how
you explain logically. Most people are not stupid. Some will beat you down with their experience, but yes, the logic, they sort it out.
So if there is unevenness in the market, well, it's up to you to create more
stability.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Episode 93 coming. Cut to the chase.